Welcome to WordPress Basics, Module 2, Creating a Page. Hey, welcome back to Module 2 this week. We are going to be talking about pages this week. Now, I know last week I kind of said that I was going to go down the dashboard and talk about each of these. So you might be wondering, how did you jump from here to down here for pages? Well, one of the reasons why is because when I build websites, or when you start to build websites, you'll understand that you'll be building websites or your pages for your websites with the pages. And when I talk about pages, I'm talking about your About Us page, or a page where you might want to put your bio. If you have a book, where you will put your book or books, or if you're a business, that page where you might list your services, another page for where you're going to sell products. That's usually the navigation that people see. Normally these days they're used to seeing it at the top of the website. In the evolution of web pages, sometimes you would have seen navigation more so on the left side. Sometimes with certain blogs, you'll see navigation for the blogs on the right side. But really the main navigation, I think most people are used to starting at the top of the page and letting their eyes kind of go from left to right to read the content on the page. But they're used to going to the top of the page. So today we're going to be building some pages, and I'm going to, kind of talk about giving you some tips on those pages. And this is actually a 3-section module. This section is going to talk about creating a page. And then the next section will talk more about organizing, and then how you can do more with the page layouts. So I hope that answers any questions about why are you starting with pages first. So we are inside, just to go back, we're inside our WordPress Basics eCourse demo. I'm going to kind of do a right click here and open the website in a new tab. You can actually just click on that and press it. But because I want to keep this window open, I just want to open it in a new tab. Just so you can see, once again, this is our generic basic template. It is called 2011. And it has a lot of features to it, and we'll talk about that over the next couple of lessons for this week. So what you would see down here is what we talked about a little bit last week, is a sample page. I'm going to click on it. And this is a part of the navigation. There's a couple of things on this page I like and I don't like that I will be showing you about in just a minute. But I do want you to know you have the choice of the home page being your blog. This Hello World is actually a part of the blog. So some people, if you really like for people to return to your website often, I do recommend if you, and this is a commitment, if you can blog at least 2 times a week, and encourage people to go back to your website, using your Facebook or Twitter. Once they hit your home page, they'll see what is the newest blog for that particular week. And later on, if you don't like that, some people are not really into blogs. They kind of like the blog to be a little bit down the navigation, and they like more of a home page. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I don't know if in this particular lesson, but I know sometime, maybe in the next lesson, we'll talk about how you can change this out to be a home page versus just showing the blog. So let's go ahead and go back over here. And Notice when you go to your dashboard, it'll tell you how many pages you have. I'm going to click on there just to show you that there is an alternative. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you something else. Last week when I was working on this, I created kind of a draft, and I was showing that for you in an example. So the cool thing about WordPress is you can create pages, and if you're not really ready for the public to see it, like I made this one last week, I'm going to click on it just to show it to you. I was kind of doing an example, and it's not ready to be published yet. The reason why is there's still this big blue button here that's waiting for you to publish it. So you can work on as many pages as you want and still not necessarily have it where the public can see it. So go back to pages. And if you notice here, I don't recommend this. For some reason, it doesn't pick up that there's a title here. But you do kind of want to have a title to your pages so that you can go in and see them. I'm going to talk about this section for just a little bit. For the sample page, say you don't really want to open the page to do a quick edit. You can do a quick edit if you don't really want to open the page. If you notice when I mouse over sample page, you have this other menu. This is to edit it. You can click here or here to actually edit the page. But if you just want to do a quick edit, I'm going to click on it. You can change the title right here. For example, I want this to be an About Us page. And this part right here, I'm also going to change this here. This part is very important for search engines, for your search engine optimization. This part is important, the title. The search engine, when they look up your website in Google, they'll be looking for this. But this part is just as important because it will also solidify that this is your About Us page on your website. There's a couple of other things here. I don't think I've ever scheduled a page. I do that more with post. But you can schedule a page. Say if we want this to, let's see, February is coming up. If I wanted this to post on February 1st, I could do that. But for now, I'm not. The cool thing about pages is these you can make password protected. You can come up with a password, and a person wouldn't be, and I think is if you come up with a password, a person wouldn't be able to access that page unless you gave them the password. Or you can just opt to make it private where only you see that page. So I'll show you an example of that in just a second. There's some other quick things on the side you can do, like the order of pages. I talked about a little bit last week about how you can have a main page and you can create subpages. We'll do that in the next lesson. I don't really like comments on a page, but you can have that if it's checked. Notice this is checked. And if I click over here and go back to the sample page that we're about to rename, it has this comment box. I don't think pages really need a comment box, so I'm going to take that off. It's already published, but if I wanted to not have it published anymore, I can do a pending review or a draft. That'll kind of take it where no one can see it. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it as a draft. I'm not going to mess with this template section just yet because I'm going to talk about that later. But here in this quick edit section, you notice that you can change quite a few things about the page relatively quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. Remember, I put this as a draft, so I'm going to go back to our page. And it's probably going to give me a little uh-oh because I took it up. This is somewhat embarrassing. Yeah, it's gone. You notice it's gone from the navigation bar. As soon as you make something a draft or as a pending review, if it's no longer published, the public will not see that. That's something you need to be aware of, because you could be playing around with your pages and not thinking, oh, I shouldn't have taken that away, or you might need to go ahead and publish it again if it's an important part of your navigation at the top. But we're going to go ahead back, and this time I'm going to actually click on About Us. And I'm going to keep that text in there for now. But notice everything we did in the quick edit, it's already here. That little slug, that little part that we changed, this is what makes it. Actually, you can, if you click on it here, you can change it again if you want to. So there's different ways you can change that little slug, but that is the actual URL that the search engine would pick up. I'll click OK to close that. Let's see. I think I want to go ahead and publish this again so that we can see how it looks. I could click here and view page to see how it looks, but since I already have it open over here, I'm just going to refresh my browser. And guess what? There it is. You see that sample page that we changed? It is back. And we're going to kind of change up this template in a couple of lessons. I really don't like how big it is, but that is the template that they give us. But notice we have changed it. I'm clicking in all different places at the top here. And just in case you're wondering what this is, the nice thing about WordPress is when you're logged in, it will let you go to any page on your website or any section of the website. This is something that's new, I think, in the last 2 or 3 versions. Where you can only see this when you are logged in, like I am right now, or when you are logged in. It is a nice feature. For example, if I wanted to edit this page and I'm logged in, there's a couple of places I could do this. You can click here to edit. It has this, and some themes have this, some themes don't, but this theme has the edit button here. Or if you're logged in, you can click up here to edit the page, which is a really nice feature. Once you're logged in, you are in that website. You can edit it anywhere at any time. So I'm just going to click here on this particular edit. Notice it brings you back to that same section where you can edit the page. So there's a couple of various ways to edit the pages. I'm glad those came up as we were talking. Okay. I am going to click here, go back to the site, and then I'm going to go over here because I already had this open. I'm going to go back to pages, and I don't really want this here. So say you made a page, you didn't like it, you can kind of run your mouse over it, and you can say, you know what, I'm just going to trash that page, and it will go in your trash. If you look up here at the top here, it keeps a kind of a tally of all the pages that you have published and what's in trash. If for some reason you deleted a page, I'm going to click on trash, and you're like, I really didn't want that. You can either restore it or you can delete it permanently. So just for our purposes, I'm going to click restore so you can see what happens. Go back to published or draft. Oh, let me go back to all. All will show both of them. Because when I deleted that, it was a draft. The nice thing about WordPress is it tells you what's published and it tells you what's a draft. So this is really good if you start to get a lot of pages. And in some cases, if you run a really large site, you may have a lot of pages. So this is good that it breaks it down for you. I'm going to go back and trash this again just because I want to kind of start new. So let's build us a new page. Let's say this is a website that we're a business. We want to feature our services and products. So let's build those pages. 2 ways you can do it. You can go to add new, or you can go to add new on the side. The one thing that's nice about WordPress, it gives you lots of options. So I'm going to click on add new. And let's call this the services page. Some call it services. So I'm going to leave this with no text for now. And I know this is a page that I need. I'm going to not really worry about doing anything with it for now, but I'm going to go ahead and publish it. Okay. I'm going to go out here to my main site and I'm going to refresh. Okay. Notice we now have two pages. You have About Us and Services. So this is how you're building your navigation. And remember, these are pages that you really want the public to see. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build a couple more pages or create a couple new pages, and then we'll go in and do some things with those pages. So I'm going to go over here. And instead of just jumping here, the nice thing that makes it so seamless about the software is, you can kind of add pages really quickly. Really quickly. Notice, let me go back just because I did that too quickly for you. We had just created the services page. So what I did was, it has add new. So I'm going to click add new. It brought up an add new page. And I think I'm going to do two more pages for this. We're going to do a products page. I'm going to publish it. And I'm not going to look at it just yet. And then I want one more page. I'm going to do an add new again. And then I'm going to create a contact us page. You want a place where people can contact you. So I am going to publish that page. Okay, I'm not going to look at it yet. I'm going to go over to pages now. Okay, so now we have 4 published pages. An About Us, a Contact Us, a Products, and Services. Now let's look at how those look on the website. Click over. I'm going to refresh my browser. Check it out. You got the About Us, Contact Us, Products, and Services. These are your main pages where people will get information about you, your books, your speaking engagements, your products, your services, whatever you're offering. Now, I'm looking at this, and this just doesn't feel right, just navigationally. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of in the industry or for people who build websites or people who just, when you're used to surfing a website, you're kind of used to seeing home first. And Contact Us is something that may go a little farther down the navigation. So you could go in and create your pages and you might think, the order is not quite right. Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. We're going to go back over here to pages. And if you notice, it kind of, this first page, let me look at the dates. I actually created this when I first installed the site back in January. But this particular page was created, when was it created? It says it was created January. I don't think I created this. This was that sample page. I'm confusing myself. When WordPress came out in 2011, they automatically created this page on January 25th, 2011. The pages that I created, as you can see, is just showing up 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minutes ago. If you remember, I started with the services page, and then I created products and Contact Us. Well, that order just isn't going to work for me. So this is what I'm going to do. Remember that quick edit that I talked about? You can get to it by highlighting the text. I'm going to open up quick edit and go back. If you go back over here, I kind of talked about just real briefly, but there's this thing called order. You can use this to order the navigation of your pages. So that's what I'm going to do. Say I want About Us to always be number 1. And in this case, home is usually 0. You might think that number 1 is the starting point, but in this case, 0 would be the starting point. So we want home to stay where it is. I'm going to update that. I kind of want services to be next, so I'm going to quick edit. So I'm going to give that a 2. And then, if you notice, when I clicked in this box, I have used all types of ordering numbers for my various websites. That's where you're like, $2.99, what is that? Yeah, I have used this order. This order really comes in handy when you want pages to show up the way you want it to show up. So I'm going to update that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this as number 3, update. And quick edit, contact us. I want that to be the last one. And I'm going to do something really crazy here. I'm going to put a 10 here. You're going to be like, why? Because, and I will tell you in just a minute, I'm going to update that. And then I'm going to do a refresh. Okay? Notice it is in the order that I liked it to be in. It is about us, services, product, and contact us. Now remember, for this order, I decided to put a 10 for the contact us. I did that because there is a chance I may add new pages in between contact us and products. Let's go back out here to the website and refresh so we can see remember this is the old order when I just created it. I'm going to hit refresh. That looks much better. It makes much more sense to someone coming to your website that they want to learn about you, your services, your products, contact us. Well, going back over here, I put this as a number 10 because it's a chance I may add something else, another page in between here. And it just kind of in my brain to push contact us out in the order as far out as possible, especially when you're doing this numbering thing. It just kind of helps you because remember, this was kind of 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I did a 10. So anything that comes in between there, you want to add, there'll be a 4, 5, 6, 7. So I kind of keep that count in my head when I'm ordering these. So that is a bit about creating pages. I'm going to talk a little bit more in the next lesson about how to order the pages, and then next how to kind of change up this page layout. This page layout for these pages, and we'll add some text to these other pages when we get to them. But this page layout, this particular 2011 theme will allow you to do a couple other things. I think that's it for now. We will close out this particular module, part of this second module, and we'll come back and talk about how to organize the pages a little bit more, other than what we just talked about with actually placing them in the order. I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can create subpages and really extend these pages out to have as many pages as you would like. So stay tuned.